Welcome to the stream, everyone. Welcome, hello Sandro and Smooth. Early birds here. Although it's late for you too. Welcome to Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, otherwise known as Shinobi Souls. I bet Indie Mouse uses that name, as they refer to Shinobi quite a lot in the game. I would have thought he may use the word Ninja Souls, but he's already kind of used that for Neo, so Shinobi Souls. Anyway, what's the plan today? Well, we're just going to play through. I'm going to be doing a separate save file. I have a game going on at the moment, which I think I'm about the halfway point. I'm not 100% sure. Might be a little bit further, but I've got to the point where I've got all the prosthetics, so I assume I'm a decent chunk through the game. But no, I'm going to be doing a separate save file because there is a lot less wandering around and faffing around and stuff like that. I mean, okay, it takes away some of the blind playthroughness of it, but at the same time, you know, you want to... I don't know, I find sometimes when you're lost, it can be a frustrating watch. So that's my reasoning behind that. Plus, it might make me look a bit better than I am. But no, I am definitely finding this the hardest out of the From Software titles, probably because I have to reprogram my brain. Obviously I'm thinking of I'm in a Dark Souls Bloodborne, especially Bloodborne mindset. Anyway, I'm going to shut up on cutscenes. It's in English, I'm afraid.
Years of the Sengoku era, Japan was consumed by perpetual conflict. The fires of war raged on, spreading deep into the mountains, to the land of Ashina.
Is the war finally over? Staged a bloody coup and wrested control of the land.
What's the matter, Stray? Nothing left to lose? Well, would you look at that? Fascinating. Will you join me, starving wolf?
On that day, a young cub was taken from the battlefield. He trained relentlessly, and indeed, went on to become a master shinobi.
Listen, Wolf. You must never forget the Shinobi Code. As your father, my word is absolute. Your master's is a close second. As of today, he is your master. Defend him with your life. If he is taken, bring him back at any cost. You understand me, don't you, Wolf?
Some 20 years after Ishin's coup, the Ashina clan was on the brink of collapse. And the shinobi, known as Wolf, had lost everything. Both the man who took him in and the boy he had sworn to protect.
Shinobi, open your eyes. For the sake of your master.
Okay, with that, the game should start. I will say this before we get into the thing: the Japanese voiceover is a lot better than the English one. The voice acting in English is passable. Some characters, their voice acting is a lot better than others. And as this is a narrative-heavy game compared to the other two, because you're following Wolf's story, the character you play, because you don't create your character anymore. Yeah, I never played Neo. Never got into it. I don't know why. I think there was other stuff out at the time. Well, now I don't need to. So, ornamental letter. A letter thrown into the well. Kuro's wolf. Kuro is Sekiro's. Oh, the one-armed wolf's master. He's the child you sworn to protect. Your destiny awaits you at the Moonview Tower. Escape from the well and find the tower behind, bathed in moonlight. Even without the blade, you can reach it. Stay silent. Stay vigilant. So yeah, it feels and moves a lot like this other Souls games in that. Except you now have a jump on command button, which is different. It took a little while getting used to. I was going to say the biggest thing to whether you will probably get into not Neo, wrong game, Sekiro, is, I mean, do you like the Japanese aesthetic and sort of like storytelling? I mean, me personally, my inner sort of 20-year-old who was very big into sort of like Japanese culture and that is having a little field day. Although I've grown a little bit away from it as I've got older, and that I still quite appreciate it. So this is a little bit of a dream kind of come true, and I'm surprised in some respects that I didn't do it with getting to Neo that way. Also, this game is going to be great if you like stealth, which for me,
that shinobi at the bottom of the well. We didn't shackle him, restrain him, nothing. That doesn't worry anybody?
Not at all. Not only is he unarmed, he has completely lost his will to live. Nothing but a coward. Unworthy of our concern.
Yeah, you can eavesdrop on people, and yes, I used to be a weeb. my inner weeaboo. I mean, I'm torn between like for example, when For Honor came out, I was torn between Vikings and samurai. My actual bloodline, or my weeaboo side. So anyway, if you don't like stealth, you can get through the game fine, although it will be tougher. If you like stealth, the game is made a little bit easier. There is a chance you can potentially get through the entire game just using stealth, apart from bosses, of course. And even though I'm playing on a bog standard PlayStation, it's still running alright. I've only had a few frame hiccups here and there, but they weren't really that noticeable. You would go for knight. Smooth, you're abandoning your Viking heritage. But then again, I could say that about my English. Anyway, on with the story.
You did well to come here. It's been too long, Wolf.
I've come to free you, my lord.
Well then. Raise your head. Kusabimaru, your sword. My shinobi. In accordance with the bond of Lord and Retainer, you will pledge your life in my service.
As you command.
So I think one of the biggest things that may turn people off of Sekiro is the fact that you only... the weapon variety comes in the form of your prosthetic arm, which you get later. Apart from that, you are always required to use your katana. And although I believe you can get... I think there are like 2 versions of it. It's still going to be your primary weapon, which, and I know katanas are not made for parrying and blocking, they're made for slicing and cutting, which because they blunt very easy, so the amount of blocking in this game and parrying is probably not going to be true to real katanas. Anyway, the katana given by Kura, the Divine Heir, an heirloom of the Hirata family, a cadet branch of the descendants of Ashina. Okay. Once fought last, blah 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 blah. Basically, it's his sword. Anyway, you get to communicate like this a lot. And
Loyal Wolf, I see you are wounded. I have something that may help. It is a special gourd of medicinal waters. Use it to heal your wounds.
So this is your Estus equivalent. Yeah, the replayability may be in question, but I think the replayability will be coming in the form of because you have talent trees in this. You go in different talent trees, as well as there are talent trees and upgrades to the various prosthetics. So, for example, and that's one of the prosthetics is a shuriken, and later on you get to upgrade it multiple times until it becomes a shuriken that can fire out sort of like multiple versions. It can be thrown in the air, it can have a follow-up attack, it can produce these quote-unquote phantom butterflies. so I can see the replayability coming there, but like you said, not having the choice of weapons and choice of armor is going to be a put-off for some players. Anyway, this is the
Now then, were you gravely injured? Afterward?
After what?
Do you not remember that night?
I do not.
No. We'll talk about it later. Right now, we must escape Ashina Castle.
As you say.
There's a secret passage beneath the moat bridge that will take us out of the castle. Lord Ishin told me about it once. I ask you to find that secret passage. Once you find it, signal me with a reed whistle. You know, like you used to long ago. I will join you as soon as I hear it.
So yeah, we have... Here's our menu screen in that. These things here are the prosthetics you can have free equipped at any one point. So you could have shurikens, the prosthetic axe, and the prosthetic fan shield thing. This is your combat skill. So when you go through your talent tree, there are some that are classed as combat skills that are activated with L1 and R1, or left bumper and right bumper. These are normally hard hitting attacks. This is your ninjutsu ability, which is a special ability that can occur when you perform a backstab. Like, for example, the first one you get, which isn't actually to a little way through the game, is if you backstab someone, you can press the backstab button a second time, and your kind of, well, Sekiro will sort of slice across the belly of his opponent, spraying blood out, causing blood mist around you, so you can go stealth again. So it means you can stealth multiple opponents. I mean, I'm hoping that the build thing is there in that, because I'm really enjoying this game a lot more than I am Anthem and that. So I'm hoping I can get some videos out on it soon. But obviously, because there were no early access, there aren't many guides out at the moment. Information on the guides is, shall we say, not concrete. It's going to be a little while, I think. Anyway, left and right on the D-pad to change items, up on the D-pad to actually use the item. Now, like in Demon Souls and Bloodborne, as well as having your Estus, or healing gourd, you also have pellets, which are like blood vials, or the grass you get in Demon Souls. These are, again, another source of healing, but in Sekiro it's a heal over time. So you would use it, and then, you know, you get your healing over time a little bit. But you can have, you can carry a maximum of 3 of them, I think, as well as your healing Estus stuff. So, onwards. L3 is to sneak about. Right, Shinobi's aim is to break the opponent's posture. Attacking an enemy is one way to achieve this. When an enemy's postures break, he'll be vulnerable to a Shinobi death blow performed with R1. So, the posture thing is only weeds. Yeah, that was Demon Souls. Get on that grass. When you're in combat, you will, as well as keeping an eye on your health bar, the enemy's health bar, you have to keep an eye on 2 other bars that appear at the top and bottom of the screen. The bottom screen is your posture, top of the screen is their posture. When this fills up, they'll have a red mark on them, like in that picture where you can perform the death blow. The death blow is the only way you can actually kill bosses, but you can still bring enemies' health down. Normal enemies can still be killed with reducing their health to 0, but bosses can't. They have to have that death blow. The bonus, though, of reducing an enemy's health, especially when it comes to bosses, is they have an incredibly hard time recovering their posture if they are low on health. That triangle you just saw above his head there is a indicator of his, you know, his alertness. But most of the time you can just sneak up behind him and R3 is to lock on. So that's my posture down the bottom there, and his posture should have been up at the top. Are you gonna attack me? Well, it's appearing underneath his health bar. Maybe it's only bosses that appear at the top of the screen. Now, the thing about this game is you can block by just holding this. This is holding L1. Or what they like you to do is the parry mechanic, which is to do it at the last moment to create a effect like that. The downside is it is all about timing, and certain enemies, this is not a good example, certain enemies will continue to assault you even after you've performed a successful parry. One of the things I had to unlearn, especially when it comes to Bloodborne, was with Bloodborne, when you parry, you go immediately in for a visceral. So I would parry and then go to attack, but if their posture wasn't broken, that meant I normally ended up taking damage. So once you've actually broken posture like so, you finish them off like that. You can hold circle to dodge, which is exactly the same as Bloodborne. Well, when I say Bloodborne, it's more akin to the dodge you would perform like with the Blades of Mercy and stuff like that, not necessarily the roll. Well, where are we going? Where are we going? Right, so yeah, this is what I just talked about, the deflection mechanic. It's not called parry, it's called deflection. So it's just pressing L1 the moment before the attack lands. Lock on, we've already done that, performed with R3, pushing in the right stick. Mind you, I'm going to go with controller controls here. I'm not sure of the mouse and keyboard controls. Where are we? Right, here's something that took me a while to learn. When you can grab onto ledges by pressing square, you can also double jump off of ledges if you want. The only trouble is when you are on a ledge, don't press jump to get up. Press square again. It took me a long time to work that one out. You can also perform your death blows from mid-air by jumping when it turns red. I mean, these are the jobbers of this. This is like the tutorial level. So they're not going to be too tough. But this opponent up here is a little bit of a roadblock for some. This really... You don't think anyone plays with mouse and keyboard on PC. I don't know, I feel this type of game is better with a controller. It's not like you have to have the twitch reflexes like in a first-person shooter. With that benefit of mouse and keyboard. But anyway, so this guy is... yeah, after deflecting, press R1 to do a counter slash. This guy, if you see in the top left, leader Shinjinori Anyway, I've got to butcher the Japanese names, I am sorry. Unless I hear someone say it first and that. Anyway, this guy has 2 red blips above his health bar. This means that he's going to be requiring 2 death blows to actually take him down. It's unfortunate at the moment because a lot of these guys who do have multiple death blow requirements you can stealth attack them to get rid of one of them to give you a little bit more of a fair chance. But see, his health bar, this is fast. His posture bar is there at the top, you can see. You can also charge up your attacks if you want. Ow, fuck. But it obviously brings its own risk. Also, guarding recovers your posture quicker than just standing up. I'm timing this very poorly. Some people will just spam R1. Not go well. So I may die here. Having a hard time reading this guy. Okay, so we've got one down. So the biggest issue that people will have with this game is probably patience. Really got a hard time reading his overhead. Right, let's recover this posture. Okay, music was really hard to, really too high for one though. Okay, let's adjust the music, shall we? Anyway, people will probably have an easier time than that. I was going to say, that's the only second time I've beaten that guy, so yeah, I forgot how he functions. So yeah, almost died to him there. Yeah, definitely a little bit of a wake-up call. When I first did that, when I first got to him in the very first time I played it, he did defeat me. That overhead seems annoying to counter, but once you have more practice against that sort of enemy type, it becomes a little bit easier. So obviously, having a lot of patience is one of the keys to this game. Oh, this is the double jump tutorial. Oh, you can press down on the D-pad to listen to people.
Passage at the bottom of the moat, under the bridge. We just got orders to guard it.
Security's getting tight. War will be upon us very soon.
Hey Sabantius, how you doing? So, if I remember rightly, these guys are actually quite annoying to fight. These little shits. They're called rats. So, I try to stealth kill them every single time I can. Full damage is a thing, but Sekiro can drop in an incredible amount. You know, he can drop quite far. Alright, let's take one of these.
Wolf, you found it. Now let us leave this place.
Yes, my lord.
To think that this is the only way, to run from the fated bloodline, is the only answer. Where shall we go once we're away from the castle? I suppose the first thing we should do is cross the Ashina border. Or perhaps we should hide somewhere. What do you think?
Whatever you desire,
Whatever I desire? That's the wolf I know.
my lord.
Oh, nothing. I was just reminiscing. Onward, then.
Onward, squad. Yeah, I was going to say, the guy who did the no-hit run of the Soulsborne and stuff, he's got a new title to add that now. But I don't know if it would even be possible to get through this game without being hit. I mean, it would be tough. Now, upcoming is the sort of, well, a tutorial boss that progresses the story. Now, he can be beat, although he is incredibly difficult to beat at this point in the game. So, let's see how we do. You are meant to lose to this guy.
The divine heir. Last we stood together was your uncle's funeral.
Lord Genichiro. Thank you.
Leave this to me.
So the noble Shinobi stands in our way.
Very classic Japanese cinematography there.
You face Genichiro Ashina.
Great shot. But you'll get certain cues. You'll get certain cues when moves are, you can't deflect them or you can't block them. They include grabs, thrusts, and sweeps. To avoid a sweep, you have to jump it. To avoid a thrust, you either have to block it, or there's a move later on you can use to counter it in the talent trees. And with a grab, you have to dodge out of the way. So before we go for the sweep there. Oh, fuck, I forgot I don't have the move yet to... And there goes my arm. I don't have the move yet to counteract thrusts. Normally that's one of the first talents I take. I mean, this guy can be defeated.
The divine heir will be coming with me. What is this?
So you're awake. Looks like death is not your fate, just yet.
Yeah, Mischief has some answering to do. Anyway, Shinobi Prosthetic, an artificial arm of the Shinobi passed down by the sculpture. The sculpture is sort of one of the key NPCs.
What do you call yourself? Your eyes, the eyes of a wolf who has failed in his duties. Or so it seems to me.
That is not your concern.
Spoken like a true shinobi. I must carve the Buddha. You do what you will.
So obviously you have your you have your questions.
Why am I here?
All I did was drag you here. Didn't even know if I was dragging a corpse. Couldn't let you get eaten by a pack of wild dogs.
How long was I asleep?
Some time has passed since I found you.
I see.
However, your master yet lives. He's being held prisoner in Ashina Castle. They will soon make use of his bloodline. Looking at you, I'm sure you appreciate the value it has.
So the story does revolve around the Divine Heir's blood and his bloodline, and literally his blood. It's all Bloodborne over again. Anyway, long story short, those who have his blood get the dragon heritage or something, and they cannot die. They get resurrected and so on and so forth. But as a result, it will drain and plague people around the world, causing a effect called dragon rot, which can mess up NPC quests and so on and so forth.
My left arm. What did you do to me?
That is what I call the Shinobi Prosthetic. A fitting fang for a one-armed wolf. Useless when it comes to carving Buddha, though. You can have it.
Shinobi Prosthetic.
It is no mere replacement for your lost arm. Come to me if you find any Shinobi tools.
Shinobi tools. I see. For this device.
You catch on quick. If you bring me shinobi tools, I'll find a way to fit them to the Shinobi Prosthetic. Then you'll come to appreciate its worth. I've said too much. Go now.
What did you mean when you said they'll make use of his bloodline?
I don't know much about him, except the dragon's heritage. There's a special kind of blood by that name, and that blood runs through your master's veins.
So the divine heir.
Someone's after him. Might be that the strange things happening to your body have something to do with that.
So there we have it. Also, I suspect the reason why he has that strand
You're
of grey
quite
hair.
the strange one. Yet other peculiar visitors have come to this temple. There's one in the clearing to the right of the gate leading off the temple grounds. Two strangers in strange circumstances. You two might get along.
Hey, Kizrune. Yes, I've died once, but it was a scripted death. Although I almost died on one of the training dummies. Anyway, so yeah, the reason the divine blood could be the reason potentially behind is strands of grey as well as grey on his face, but I don't know for sure in that because I haven't actually got to that point in the game to find out the truth.
Never seen you before. Your name? Won't tell me. But you do have the look of a skilled shinobi. A shinobi. Or perhaps... Sir, please heed my humble request. Face me in battle.
Hey, Cyrax. Cheers for the bit. How you been? Anyway, this guy, I forgot his name. He is the Undying. Basically, he is...
Damn. Still alive.
Yeah, he's training dummy. Hey, the bits are flying in.
That swordsmanship. It was a thing to behold. Few have managed to kill me in such a thorough manner.
What are you?
Some call it undying. Others, infested. I can't die, so I just am. How about you? What brings you to a rundown temple like this? Seems you have a lot on your mind. Say, why don't you use me for some sword practice? Might come in handy for whatever your mission is. A warm body that can't die might prove useful to you. I volunteer mine. Well?
Very well.
Right then. Let's go. They say swinging one sword is a cure for boredom. Come
So there
back whenever you like. If you have techniques
Oh,
to
cheers,
try
man. Cheers
out,
for the 5-bit share.
I'm at your disposal.
Training exercise, eh? Yeah, basically this is a great addition to what From Software have put into the game. A training dummy, basically. Think the training area, Monster Hunter and stuff like that. It's somewhere you can go to practice just a small-time bit war going on. So you can, of course, train and practice all of your...
In that case...
all of your techniques and stuff like that, so you can, if you're not confident with the parrying, you can use this to practice, and you don't have any fear of losing health or that. Again.
Face me again.
Right. One thing I should say, you can just hold down block and you will block all the attacks. Of course your posture will go up and eventually it will break, leaving you open. So you want to try to avoid that. But being able to block attacks means that if you're having trouble trying to time the blows, time the deflects, parries, it's a nice way. Oh, the bits are flying in now. Lots of small time loving.
Yes. Splendidly done. Come back whenever you like. If you have techniques to try out.
Hang on, I got
I'm
add
at
all
your
of this up.
disposal.
Right, we have Cyrax with the 1, 2. At least you're doing 1s and 5s, which are nice and easy to add up. Cyrax started it. I was going to say Cyrax. Have you ever been into the? I know Alessandro, Mischief, and Smooth have all been into Dark Souls and that. Also, same question to you, Bantius. Have you ever been into the Souls games? Anyway, here is one of the major gameplay additions to the game. The Grappling Hook, courtesy of the prosthetic arm. Press L2 or left trigger, and you're able to latch onto these pinpoints around the map when they light up green. You can also do it mid-air if you want, but they help you to traverse the area. They're actually quite fun to use, and you can chain them, so you can go. You can basically Spider-Man the head out of this game if you want. When 10 years not knowing what Dark Souls was. Well, then again, I mean, I don't want to. It's a popular niche game, but it is still. It's not as widely known as, say, like Call of Duty and that. I don't think it has a bigger audience. It's definitely has its audience and dedicated fan base in that, which is great, and they love the game. I don't think any has really disappointed that much. Maybe Dark Souls 2 a little bit, but anyway. Yeah, there's a love-hate relationship with Dark Souls. Yeah, I know, this game looks really nice, even though I'm playing on a day one vanilla PlayStation 4. If you got this on PC and that, imagine, having it at the top settings with, 4K and 60 FPS. Anyway, this is the Sculptor's Idol. This is basically your bonfires or your lanterns, and that here you can upgrade your points and stats and so on and so forth. You've obviously got a lot of information here, your health, your attack power, vitality. The vitality is your health and posture gauge rating. These can be increased with prayer beads that you find around the map or on mini-bosses. Memories are normally from the big bosses, and they upgrade your attack power. Underneath your attack power is your level, which is basically your sort of souls or blood echoes. Anyway, once that bar fills up, that 0 will go to 1, and then 2, 3, 4, 5. Anyway, these are your abilities points that you can spend on your trees, your ability trees. Underneath that is your money, which works exactly the same way as your blood echoes and your souls. So potentially on death you will lose half of your money and half of the bar of your experience talent points. If the talent points have been banked, they'll always be banked. Also, thanks again for another 5-bit cheer, Bandius. Down in the bottom left of this little screen, you'll see the 0 out of 15. These are spirit emblems. These are basically your Quicksilver bullets, your mana almost. This is what allows you to do your prosthetic moves, except for the grappling hook, which is infinite use. The unseen aid in the top corner, where it says 30%, this is upon death, I mean true death, there's a chance this unseen aid kicks in and it prevents your monetary or experience loss upon your next death. But every time it kicks in and every time you die further, there's a chance it goes down and down and down. And the further it goes down, the world becomes inflicted with the dragon rot, which I already mentioned. So it's not a good thing. It's not game breaking, the dragon rot, but it will affect quests and potentially the ending. So also you can travel to the different places. You don't have to go back to the hunter's dream to travel anymore. You can just go where you want. And obviously you also have your rest. So This is where the game sort of opens up for the first time. Now, new to this game is there is a button akin to Raziel in Soul Reaver or Samanosuke in Onimusha, and that way you actually just hold a button and all the loot from the dead bodies will come to you, rather than having to walk over to it manually and pick it up. I wanted to show you something here. Right, see the red mark went over his head. That means he saw me. So, yeah, there is a sort of like a stealth mechanic akin to Metal Gear and even Assassin's Creed and stuff like that. This way. Oop. I've got to remember where all the items are now. Ceramic shards. These are used to basically draw enemies to you, or, you know, draw them out. So he's got a white triangle over his head. That means he potentially saw me. You can hug the wall by pressing square or X, and then you know, well, you Metal Gear it up. Press square to come off there. Game of the year this year is very difficult. Tell you what, it's not though. Unfortunately, it's not Anthem. One of the difficult things, oh god damn it, we will be coming across these basic Japanese troops, Shina troops at the moment, but they are all different, they are all armed differently, so you will have to contend with a different variety of attack methods and stuff like that. I also will say this, a big tip is to, when you're, oh god damn it. When you're in an area and you're not sure where enemies are, just constantly press the lock-on button, which is R3. This will help pinpoint where, you know, if an enemy is nearby and that. Yeah, I was going to say, some people will notice that. I mean, I'll show you on this next one. Like, for example, this guy here. I would deflect his thing, and then my Bloodborne mindset, or Dark Souls mindset, would tell me to immediately go for the attack after his attack after I've deflected it. But some people just poise straight through it. So, for example, come on, attack me. I'll attack, and then he'll normally go immediately into another attack, interrupting my attack, making me take damage. Long grass can be used to self-hidden. I will say this as well, everything in this game can be parried unless it gives you that warning, as you saw against the scripted boss, where a indicator comes up on the screen saying, well, it's like a Japanese kanji symbol. I was going to say, what you guys said about the lack of multiplayer is going to be put off for some people as well. Especially the PvP. I know the Dark Souls and Bloodborne had a good little healthy PvP community, but this, well, I mean, I'm not going to miss it personally, but I can see a lot of people getting upset by being put off, or having the longevity of this game reduced. That item I just picked up there was a little buff that helps, it is a defensive buff, it produces stamina loss. Not the doggos, well, they attacked me first. Right. If I remember correctly... Right, this is a prosthetic upgrade. It gives us the shuriken, which I mentioned earlier. But to get it all sorted out, we have to... Sorry, doggos. Wait until you'll see there's more wildlife killing later on. Hey, Lozzie. Yeah, Alessandro, the Dark Souls and Bloodborne, I mostly played offline too, so, you know, the multiplayer thing didn't... I mean, it was nice sometimes going to help people, the co-op I liked, but... I'll talk to her in a minute.
I found one.
A shinobi tool?
Yes.
I said before that your prosthetic arm was a fang, but by fitting shinobi tools to your arm, you'll be able to change the form of that fang. Thick shields, break them into splinters. Swift foes, bring them down from afar. Fitting more devices means more ways to slay your enemies. If there's someone that needs killing, there's a proper way to kill them. That's all there is to it.
Seems you know this prosthetic very well.
I should calm myself. The more I speak of bloodshed, the more demonic my sculptures will become. Give it ear. I'll fit that tool for you.
Now this looks really painful, but I know it doesn't hurt Sekiro at all because it's obviously, you know, no feelings there. Anyway, here's where you can fit and upgrade your various prosthetics. You can't upgrade them till you progress to a certain point in the game.
Yes, right. That kind-faced Buddha you see over there, don't do anything funny with it.
So this tells you how to use prosthetic tools. Basically, it's R1 or right trigger. You can press triangle to switch between the ones you have equipped. And they cost spirit emblems.
See the kind-faced Buddha there? That isn't one of mine. It was carved by the true sculptor. When a man must confront what is inside of him, it can probably be of help.
Confront what is inside him?
Anger, sadness, or perhaps old memories of times long gone. That kind of thing.
And no, don't unsub. I didn't mean to kill the doggos. They had it coming. I don't know. This teaches you about the spirit emblems, which we've already gone over. This is a new character, another important character. You can tell when a character or NPC is important to the story because Sekiro will sheathe his katana. So if a NPC is in the world and your katana is unsheathed, you can well, kill them if you want.
You truly returned from the dead. The power of the dragon's blood. I never thought I'd see it with my own eyes.
Who are you?
My name is Emma. I am a doctor serving a certain master.
What master?
Forgive me, but for his safety, I cannot reveal his identity. However, my master gave explicit orders to assist you in any way I can. I'm not telling you to trust me. However, I must fulfill my master's orders. The gourd of medicinal water you possess, that was originally a creation of mine. I am a doctor, and I will assist you in that capacity.
So
you made this gourd?
Yes. It was intended for Lord Kuro, but it seems he entrusted it to you. I'm sure you may have noticed, but the medicinal waters in this gourd spring forth on their own. Even after being emptied, you will find it full again after a short rest.
Yes. Is there a way to improve it?
Bring me gourd seeds.
Gourd seeds?
Yes, medicinal waters flow from gourd seeds. Adding new seeds will increase the volume of these medicinal waters. If you find any, bring them to me.
All right.
So, yeah, they are your Estus charge. Given to her, she upgrades them, you get more heals in your little healing pot.
I'd like to make a request.
What is it?
Please show me your face.
What?
This white mark, is it a birthmark?
No.
Then that must mean it appears on those who have received the dragon's heritage. Or perhaps it's a symptom.
Are you done?
Yes, that will be all. I'm sorry. That was rather rude of me. So, it's not a birthmark. Then, that must mean it appears on those who have received the dragon's heritage. Or perhaps... Goodbye.
So, she is also integral for dealing with the Dragon Rock. Without going into too many spoilers yet, she is able to potentially help any of your NPCs who have been inflicted with the issue. Hey, Tide, Steve, how you doing? So you can also purchase spirit emblems here if you want, which I will do because I actually do want quite a few of them, because I do like using the shuriken. Anyway, let's go back to where we were, just above the doggos. Although I'll try not to kill the doggos anymore. I'll go on to kill some more wildlife instead. I do believe there is a boss coming up around the corner, if I remember correctly. Well, when I say boss, mini-boss. This game is littered with mini-bosses. Wow, that's a big cock. Oh dear. Pellets. Now, if bosses are too difficult, you can come back and do them later. Obviously, targeted an enemy will, like I said, he has 2 pings, 2 pips over his health bar, means he's a mini boss, means that he's going to be tough, but potentially we should be able to get rid of one of them by stealth killing him, because we can actually get behind him. Bombs away. Perilous attacks. Here, that's what they're called. Perilous attacks are the only things you cannot block. If it's a deflect, if it's a thrust, you can deflect it. If it's a sweep, you jump, which can then be followed up by pressing X or A again, and it will cause you'll sort of like jump on their head, causing poise damage. And if it's a grab, then press, you dodge to avoid it that way. Oh, ow, fuck. That's a good start. Nope. So, bosses, obviously, you'll do more important, like prayer beats to increase your health and so on. Okay. Yeah, I don't know, I've got a Gourd suit for you. I forgot you got that. These mini bosses also don't respawn. Whilst all the enemies will respawn when you rust at an idol, the mini bosses will not. So, seeing as he was in technically the way. Oh, I can show off the shuriken. The shuriken is a great weapon to use against the dogs or any fast-moving enemy. He says as he gets bitten twice. So physical enhancements. Basically, you could go to enhance physical abilities once you have 4 prayer beads, and it will upgrade your health as well as your posture. Anyway, we need to travel. We are going to the dilapidated temple to get our Gourd seed upgrade. Clash Royale. Still haven't played that. Well, we've debated trying Apex out once or twice now, but we don't really have time to get invested in it at the moment.
I'm glad you've come, Master Wolf.
Is this a Gourd seed?
Yes. Bring it here. Plant the seed into the gourd. Perfect. Now the volume of medicinal waters in your gourd will increase.
Such a strange medicine.
Is it strange? I don't take any offense to that. If it's effective, then that's cause for celebration, whether it's strange or not. That's what my mentor Dogen taught me.
I see.
Please bring me any other gourd seeds you find. I should be able to further increase the volume of the medicinal water. Goodbye.
So we should have... No, we got to rest first. We should have 2 heals now. Oh, I was gonna say, I don't know what... I mean, it's greeny, bluey, whitey liquid, it looks like. I mean, in Dark Souls, yes, this was Sunny D, but I mean, what would you call that? What's a blue liquid? Bowl's blue liqueur. There you go. Well, let's go. Let's go touch the cock again. Oh, puns, jokes, quibs. Right, we're in the next sort of section, which can be a bit tricky because you always get noticed. Ooh. Oh, jump, jump, Sekiro, get. There we go. Fist full of ash. Oh, nope. Down, down, down. There he is.
battle.
Oh shit. Eavesdrop, but don't eavesdrop in plain sight. Oh, great. Yeah, I know how to. This is not a good example of stealth, I'll tell you. Although that big guy I took down was... was definitely the priority out of this bunch. Is there an item in there? No. We're going to date the video, the vlog a little. The VOD a little bit here. There was a PlayStation Direct thing, sort of, and they advertised some more information on Crash Team Racing. Talking about it. No information on Ghost of Tsushima though, which I was a little bit disappointed about. My inner weeb is happy with Sekiro and that, but I'm also looking forward to that Ghost of Tsushima. I can't say it. You know what I mean. These items I'm picking up, ceramic shards, as I said, they're used for distractions. The balloon of wealth is a way of getting more money. Why can't I get up there? So you would pop the balloon before going into a big pack of enemies to increase the monetary gain you get. Dead body.
Who is it? Is somebody there?
Yes.
That voice. No. Could it be? Sir, my name is Inosuke Nogami, a vassal of the Hirata family. Or at least I was. I ask a favor. Might you look in on the old lady in that house? She's my mother, but her mind is failing. She cannot tell one from another.
I mean, I'm pronouncing it wrong. I know. I mean, as far as I understood, the T in the Tsushima is silent. At least I thought it was. Anyway, time to remove these two big cocks. I'm being chased by a cock. Here's a tip. If you're playing this for the first time, you have to watch out for these sort of like... I mean, if you were going round this way, you can break open these and sort of crawl through to get items that way. So you have to look out for the sort of crawl spaces as well. Anyway, let's talk to this old woman.
Oh, is that you, Inosuke? My son, have you seen the young master? What? Nothing to say? Does your stomach hurt or something? You always had a weak stomach. Well, anyway, take this bell. It's a charm I made with the young master in mind. Please, offer it to Buddha for his sake.
Now this bell is very important for progressing the story. You offer it to that kind-faced Buddha statue that the sculptor mentioned, and it takes you into a memory which sort of progresses the story and fills in some gaps in your personal memory. Anyway, let me remember. I think it's this way. I think there's actually a side route. Sometimes it is better to go around the side to flank opponents rather than approach them head on. Cannon dude here is a good example of that, because if I approached him head on, I'd be getting showered. These cannon dudes are real pain in the ass. Yes, I know. They are also black, which makes it even more. I'm sure I've come across some more big black ops again. Up here is a dude in a tent.
Care to purchase an offering?
An offering?
Indeed. I sell items to be offered to the dead, so they might rest in peace. From the looks of you, I'd wager you know a thing or two about death. Go ahead, buy an offering.
So I need to buy Robert's Firecrackers. These are a prosthetic tool that I actually rely on quite a bit, but I don't have enough money. So...
where you find the departed, you'll find the memorial mob. Just like the crows. Wherever your travels take you, make sure you bring some offerings with you.
The memorial mob are sort of like a merchant's guild. They hang around the battlefields in various locations selling you junk. Anyway, I need to pop some coins. These light purse coins are a way to... They're basically like the congealed blood in Bloodborne, or the popping souls in Dark Souls and that. What is the fastest way to get money in this early game? I don't know. I don't know what the fastest... When you get to the part where there are monks, which is I think before the halfway point, there is a nice farming spot there. And I think there is a little bit on from this area is a nice farming spot as well. Oh, I don't have enough money. I need to go kill something. Oh, what's that? I missed that. Hey, I got enough money now. Floor is lava. You can also play that
to purchase an offering.
Oh yeah, we could have just sold stuff. Yeah, good point, Kizrune. Hey, Harley. Yes, Mischief, I will. I think I'm going to do maybe a farming spot in each location. Harley, do you want to sit on me? Right, we're going to buy the firecrackers. And when we get to the next...
Don't use that thing around here. You'll scare the crows. They're very intelligent. Leaps and bounds smarter than other animals. Cruelty won't be tolerated.
Well, she's sitting on me at the moment. If I turn the camera on, you're going to see me, and I'm too self-conscious for that at the moment. It's something that we need to fix in the future, face cam and that. But for now, it's restricted to when she's in her box or something. You can hear the purrs. Right. Anywho, we are progressing. Gotta remember where to go. I mean, there are lots of side routes using these tree branches and that to get to where you need to go. You can avoid a lot of combat by going around the side routes and that, as well as find a ton of items. But if I remember correctly, oh, there's another big black cock. Oh, a memory.
This man was from Hirata. I must pay my respects.
Lord Kuro.
Lady Emma, are there other Hirata survivors?
There are very few of us left.
I see. Apologies. There's no end to those who seek the dragon's heritage. This was their fate. Because of those that pursued me. I didn't mean to involve them.
So you'll find these memories scattered all over the place and that. They give you a bit of backstory and that to what's going on. Here is another NPC, I believe.
Ah, I know you. Yeah. You're that good Sir Shinobi, sir. Huh? I haven't seen you since, well, since that night.
That
night?
Hmm? You don't remember?
No.
Ah, I see. You don't remember. Listen, sir, you and I, we've met before. I was a thief back then. But those days are behind me. Now, I'm an upright and honest merchant. Only problem is, I'm broke. And being broke, I don't have anything to sell. So, good sir, would you mind lending me just a few coins to get my business going? I'll stock something useful just for you. Oh, you bet I will. And as a little bonus, I'll tell you all about that night. What do you think? Pretty good deal, right?
Now, it's only because I've done this before, this specific bit, that I give him the money.
Thanks, good sir.
Becomes a vendor.
Now talk.
Yes, of course. That night. So my gang broke into the Hirata Estate. Now, as you're aware, the Hirata family is part of the Ashina. Now, normally they'd mop the floor with petty thieves like us. I mean, no sweat. But it just so happens we broke in during a battle. Yeah? Almost all the young samurai were away from home, and it was a prime opportunity. Then, we started a fire and cleaned out the place. That there's when I met you. You were looking for something. At least, that's what it looked like to me. And, well, that's all I know about that night.
I see.
Yeah, that look you're making now. You had that same look on your face that night. You still looking for something? Listen, good sir. For a price, I might be able to tell you some other tidbits you might find useful. Now, for a price, of course, I'm a merchant now, you know, so...
How much does the information cost? 100 sen? No, I can't afford it. Sorry,
I'll
bugger.
procure some goods with the coin you gave me. Look forward to it, good sir.
Also, hey bub, how you doing? Ooh, eavesdrop.
I don't feel safe with that big bastard just tied up next to us. I'd rather not be gravely injured just before the war begins.
Ah, if the worst happens, only choice is to use fire. Those red eyes fear fire.
That's what the Lord's proclamation says. Proclamations? What a joke. Ashina sure has a funny way of preparing for war.
He did it wrong. Ah, shit, son, it's supposed to start. Oh, there's that guy. I think there's a boss up around the corner who, as the eavesdrop said, is weak to fire. So you could try to take him on first hand if you wanted to, but it's more beneficial to try to get some fire first. So that is what we are going to do. Also, I'm just trying to remember if there are any key items around here or not. I was going to say also, for those of you who are wondering, different to Bloodborne, Demon and Dark Souls, you can swim. You don't die instantly if you fall off a ledge. If I was to fall down here, I'd just come back with half my current health. I mean, if you fall off with no health, then you will die, but the option is still there. Oh, the big black cock's back. Oh no, it's not, it's still dead. Oh, that's because I didn't rest. Ah, I see. That's because I kind of want to check out down here first. Bombs away. Well, that's what happens when you fall off a ledge. Oh, okay. I didn't mean to do that. And it puts you back a little way. I knew there was items down here somewhere. That's why I fell off. Oh, by the way, if anyone wondering, and that is the shedded skin of a big snake. I mean, at the moment, I'm really enjoying the game. I still would say Bloodborne is my favourite From Software title. But yeah, like Mistress says, sometimes she feels that the death penalty can be steep in some cases. Some of the bosses are, well, facing them for the first time and trying to learn their pattern is rough. I thought I explained the death penalty as well. You lose half your current money and half of your experience towards your next skill point. So I mean, if you've made no progression towards your next skill point, it's not too big an issue. Same goes if you don't have that much money. So so down in the bottom left, I would lose half of 63 coin, and I'll lose half of that blue bar. Later on in the game, when you do have large amounts, it becomes a little bit issue. Money isn't too impactful early game, but once you get further the way through the game, you kind of need it for upgrades and whatnot. and urban current XP. I assume that's a typo right there. Anyway, let's go fit the firecracker, shall we?
What is it?
Seems to me your battle sense has returned. You're more like a shinobi than before, if only a little. Take this.
A Shinobi esoteric texts. The esoteric texts are basically your skill trees. This is where the different talents and stuff come into play. This is what you spend your experience points on. I'll go through that in a sec.
Shinobi Techniques. Recorded within are fighting techniques that cannot be performed by samurai. Whether you make use of them or not is up to you. Shinobi aren't the only ones with their own fighting techniques.
So yeah, your skills and that. Yes, oh yeah, I forgot. Also, upon death, if you die multiple times, the world becomes afflicted with dragon rot as a result of the divine heritage blood in your body. So it affects people who Sekiro interacts with, the NPCs and that around the world. And it says that they can potentially die from it, but I've never seen any indication that an NPC will die of it. Story-wise, it says they will, but I've never seen any evidence that the NPC dies. It just messes up NPC quests and such.
I can hear the ring of a bell chime.
You mean this old bell? An old woman asked me to offer it to Buddha.
That bell. Have you seen it before?
No. It is unfamiliar.
It appears the bell disagrees. I think it's trying to tell you something.
What?
Give it as an offering. The kind-faced Buddha near the wall is different from the Buddhas I make. It was carved by the hand of the true sculptor.
So right, let's equip the firecracker. Firecracker is a way to stun enemies and is particularly good at dealing posture damage to beast-type enemies.
If you want more forms for that fang of yours, you'll need to search for more shinobi tools. There's no turning back from this path now. The least I can do is load your arm.
So, let me... where are we? Oh, no, we got to sit at the idol to show you the talent tree. So you go to the option acquired skills. Now all your talent trees will be lined up. You press L1, R1 to cycle through them, or left bumper, right bumper, and so on and so forth. Anyway, they all cost different amounts of skill points and that, and they become unlocked as you go. For example, the Meharry Counter is something I always try to go for. This is why I died on the scripted boss, because I went to perform this move when I didn't actually have it. It enables you to perform high amounts of posture damage to an enemy who is using a thrusting attack against you. Whirlwind Slash allows you to perform, well, a Whirlwind Slash, which is an ability that would be it's a combat ability, which is the moves performed with L1 and R1. The ones that go in this slot here, which is currently locked. Yes, Mischief. I was like, because I had just cured the world of Dragon Rot, and it's like, oh, finally, I got rid of it all. Let's try not to die. Mischief takes the controller and dies. Frosting attacks, yes. Anyway, let us progress with the bell charm, because I don't want to fight that boss who's locked up without fire. And I think, if I remember rightly, you get it for doing this.
Close your eyes. Hear the bell speak to you. The bell's chime will stir your thoughts.
and awaken old memories from their slumber.
Excuse me. Three years ago. So it's strange, even though this is a memory, we still have, Sekiro still has access to his prosthetic arm, which he didn't have 3 years ago, so I don't know how From Software want to explain that bit, but suspension of disbelief, and this area you can travel to and from now that you have bonfires. The Hirata Estate. Right, bear with me guys, I will be right back 2 seconds, I'm just nipping to the bathroom. Anyway, we are in the Hirata Estate 3 years prior. Now, like you said, Alessandro, in that the game is surprisingly open, especially the verticality aspects of it, thanks to the being able to jump and the grappling hook. You could potentially do a lot of this game completely stealth. You don't actually have to take on people if you don't want to.
You're the son of... Ow.
No, Alessandro, cheers for dropping by.
What happened?
Thieves at Hirata Estate. You must hurry. The divine error.
What year is it?
What year? An odd question.
Tell me.
It's the year of the Dragon Spring Pilgrimage.
The Dragon Spring Pilgrimage? That was 3 years ago. What is this? The sculptor mentioned an old memory. I don't remember any of this. But it appears this is the past.
What a,
The Dragon Spring Pilgrimage. What is this? The sculpt? I don't remember it.
Odd way to die. Anyway. Now, here is this is one of the first things I decided to, well, what I want to make a video on. In this lake, and scattered around the various other places in the world, you'll find treasure carp scales. Sparkling scale from the treasure carp. To an average person, it's just a beautiful scale, but there are some who exalt a certain what? Oh, I'm reading wrong. Good reading skills there. But there are some who exalt a certain master who consider these scales among the most precious things in the world. For this reason, collecting them could be worthwhile. Alright, Mischief, cheers for the bits and cheers for stopping by. But here we go, we can swim in this game. I think you can actually go underwater as well later on in the game. But more importantly, you'll see these big carps. These drop the treasure scales, and there seems to be a finite amount of them around the world. So you want to try to collect as many as you can in your first sort of go through. This is another great example of just pressing in the target button to try to find them. I believe there are 4 in this specific zone. 5 in this specific zone. God damn it, where'd it go? Anyway, this is the treasure carp master.
Know about
shining scales of the treasure card. Bring them to me, and I'll reward you handsomely.
Here you purchase various items and that with your scales. A combat art move, a fragment of a certain mask, which I'm not sure what it does currently at this point in time, but I believe it's definitely important considering the actual price of it. With a red gourd, it works like your other gourd, but it's more for burn resistance and such. And then divine grass, which is consumable. So, I mean, out of these bunch, these two are definitely probably worth getting. I haven't actually tried the floating passage text, so I'm not sure how good of a move that is, but it's not like, well, we could save scum it. You could upload an online thing and buy it, but anyway, I ain't got enough.
Some scales next time.
Yes, yes. Anyway. Oh, damn it, they're fast. Right, where'd he go? The problem... The trouble with the carps is they can just dive underwater and they can avoid you that way. See that there, he went deep underwater. There, I mean, it's annoying there's one left and I can't get him. It would be easier to get once you do get the skill to actually go underwater. Oi. And before you ask, throwing a shuriken at it doesn't actually seem to help. There we go. Okay, got all the scales in this area. Let's move on. So yeah, I haven't got all the treasure carp scales in their playthroughs, so I can't put out the video on it yet. Come on, you can do it. Or just do that. That works too. Crap. So we're on 2 skill points now, so when we get to the next lantern or idol, we should upgrade ourselves. About to die. Oil! Basically throw it on something and then you can set them alight with your fire abilities and they burn They burn good. Give me 2 seconds to just changing the controller. Okay. We've got a nice chunk of battery. Let's continue. So we've got a bonfire down there, a bunch of enemies over there. Oh, he almost saw me. Okay, acquired skill. We're going to get the counter for the thrust, just because I actually really I appreciate the move, and it unlocks the next bunch of abilities and that. So we got run and slide, we got a latent power to suppress presence, so it helps your stealth. Mid-air, that's actually quite a good one. Being able to block mid-air is really useful. And we have the increase the amount of what are they called? Spirit emblems. There we go. I was going to say Quicksilver bullets, but it's not the right game. I have heard people say that this is quite a good starting farming point, especially that area directly in front of Sekiro at the moment. But I'm not going to go that way. I'm going to go over here first. And get that buff. Oh crap, who saw me? Some guy down there saw me. Fistful of ash. The fistful of ash is our way to distract enemies. It blinds them a little bit. I'm just wondering if there is an actual better way to approach this to get one or two of them via stealth kill. Can I go through it? No, I can't go through the window. That's an attack buff, that one there. The ones you want to try to remove quite quickly are archers and that. Archers and gunners. They can really mess it up. Oh, I forgot to put on the firecracker. That could have gone a lot better than it did. but it was a demonstration of how the Firecracker can be used to stun and interrupt opponents. I will also say this as well, there is a talent, I don't think it's in the Shinobi talent tree. Here's where you can see, with the talent trees, every time you pick a talent, no matter what talent tree it is in, it will be classed as either a combat art, a Shinobi martial art, or a latent skill. Latent skills are your passives, Shinobi martial arts are normally your counters, defensive moves, stuff like that. And your combat arts are your offensive moves. But anyway, there is an ability a passive you can get later that gives you health back when you perform a Shinobi death blow. So when you break someone's posture. Which is strongly recommended. Go on the roof. You guys with axes are a pain in the ass there. Okay, we got another skill point. Ceramic shard. Drunkard. Didn't mean to perform that grab. Just full of ash. Okay, he's down. Here is the flame barrel. This is what we need to help with that big boss. This basically allows you to form almost like a combustion pyromancer move from Dark Souls with your prosthetic arm. You always want to check every house you can, because you never know. You do find loot. The exploration side of this game is really good, in my opinion. Obviously, thanks to the ease of verticality when it comes to movement. But and you'll be surprised what you can find. Oh, you're a thruster, are ya? I'm trying to remember that. Cheeky bugger!
Those worthless bastards. Hello. You are Shinobi, if I'm not mistaken. Take the Shinobi axe from the temple, and split their skulls wide open. Please.
Oh dear.
Hey! Open up! Open up or else! I can hear you whispering in there! If you don't surrender peaceably now, you're gonna regret it later! Hey! Can you hear me? Hey!
Now there is a reason you want to like that guy there gave us a clue to a Shinobi prosthetic with the axe. Eavesdropping in that will also give you clues to how to best progress. Of course, we don't actually have to go through the door to get in there. But first things first, let's open that shortcut, which allows us to get back to the idol that is near the front gate. Because this game, like any of the Souls-born stuff, it's littered with shortcuts. So we have a skill point to spend. We can either buy the run and dive, or the whirlwind slash. I think we're going to go for the whirlwind slash because if I'm starting to, I can't remember if that one there, that ability there, is the health back on the death blow, which is great for sort of farming and just doing general stuff. It's not so good for bosses and that, but it can come in useful. So we're going to get the whirlwind slash. Also, this will unlock our first combat ability, which we can equip in a second once we rest. Combat arts. These have no resources or anything. These are just used by pressing the two bumpers or L1, R1. And they'll do various sort of like harder hitting moves normally. So, come on, target the right guy. Right. Let's clear out this household place first.
We burning this temple next, boss?
No, leave it. Go on to the next one.
But if there's any offerings, we could give them to Lord Juzo.
Enough! We don't take from Buddha. How many times do I have to tell you before it sinks into your thick skull?
Please, don't get angry at me, boss. I'm sorry my skull's so thick.
Oh, good combat there. See what I mean? They get quite aggressive, so even if you've deflected their stuff. That was a counter thrust there. Even if you sort of like deflect their stuff, you can't immediately necessarily always go for an attack, because they sometimes follow up with an attack of their own, and it will cause. Obviously, they have the poise to go through your attack and hit you. Axe of the Monkey. Another prosthetic tool, turning your prosthetic arm into an axe, basically. Queen presses. Oh, this place. Filled with chickens. Wow, they hit hard. How KFC to death. That was quite a few of them. I wonder why those chickens get so big. That is the ultimate question. Why are the chickens so big in Sekiro? More buffs. Can't go that way. But I may have missed something on the roof. Aha! Caught it. Wonder if anyone remembers this guy.
Hey, good sir. Are you a looter too? Good sir, you look like a shinobi, I think. Are you looking for something? Well, in any case, I found this place first. So, keep your eyes peeled out there, huh? And, don't let the door hit you on the... Oh, by the way, while I was on my way here, I saw a 3-story pagoda on top of some cliff. It was a fine pagoda. Really fine. I bet there's some kind of treasure kept in there. Gotta be. That's what I think, at least.
So that was a clue to some, well, treasure. At first I thought this was going to be a Patches character from, other From Software titles, leading us into a trap and that. But there is actually loot where he's saying. He's also that information vendor, the one who asked us to give us some money to get his business off the ground earlier. That's why he remembers us, because it's 3 years ago in the past and that. Which mini boss are you on?
Hey, good sir, keep your eyes peeled out there. Well, I bet that's what I...
Oh, the Blazing Ball. Yeah, the Blazing Ball is it's a roadblock boss. I mean, it's... yeah, it is. It's like, it feels a bit like Teostra. The Blazing Ball is a boss that appears later on in the game. To anyone who's not sure what we're on about, it's a giant, massive ball that has fire strapped to its horns, basically. Very aggressive, very charge. The only thing I know that works quite well against him is he hates the Firecrackers. The Firecrackers, obviously, because he's a beast, do extra poise damage to him. You can potentially cause him to run into a wall, given enough damage to him, and he'll knock himself out, and then it will leave him open. But apart from that, he's a tough one. Very aggressive. Up we go.
Who are you?
I'm not a thief.
You're the young lord's... Oh, thank goodness. Honorable Shinobi,
Those filthy bandits are after the young lord. They've already climbed the hill and set the estate on fire. It looked as if the young lord had no way to escape.
I beg of you, Shinobi. Please rescue the young lord.
I entrust this to you.
Antidote powder.
Thank you.
The young lord should still be somewhere within the estate. Honorable Shinobi, please save the young lord. May the fortunes of war bless you.
Fortunes of war, huh? Don't think there's anything fortunate in war, is there?
Please, try not to move. It'll make your wounds worse.
No, I must go. There is a Shinobi Hunter among the bandits. He's highly skilled. If I don't face him... Oh!
I forbid it. You are in no condition.
So that warned us of a tough upcoming enemy known as the Shinobi Hunter. So that'll be fun.
You're the young master's Shinobi.
Yes.
What good are you? You were nowhere to be seen when things went south. Wait, tell me you didn't lead them here yourself. The timing of their attack was perfect. Normally those bandits wouldn't have stood a chance. Yes, it had to be you. I hope you die, traitor.
Assumption is the mother of all fuck-ups, mate. Anyway, we have to go back to the lantern. We have to, before we can progress to the next area, we need the prosthetic axe. So, let us get these guys on the way back. Get some loot and come in with the skull. We need to travel back to the Darcblade Temple, talk to the sculptor. I can't speak tonight. Talk to the sculptor, and stick the axe on. Okay. That means you can practice that skill that I learnt in the Shinobi talent trees with the test dummy if you wanted to.
So, you're back.
Was that a dream? Or was it real?
Whether it was a dream or it was reality, I have no idea. There is one thing I can tell you. The great Buddha has seen fit to awaken old memories within you. What you felt, what you remembered, that is what it all depends upon.
I'm not sure if what I saw is what truly happened.
That's how it works.
So we got two new Shinobi tools, the Flame Vent and the Loaded Axe.
The Shinobi Prosthetic. Appears you've taken to it quite well. Here, this is for you.
Prosthetic esoteric text. This is the talent tree that focus on prosthetic skills and that.
What is it?
It contains ways to bite into your foes with that fang of yours. In other words, fighting techniques for your prosthetic arm.
I see.
I had thought that prosthetic techniques wouldn't ever be needed again, but it seems I was wrong. Another time, then. I'll lend you shelter anytime.
Okie dokie. So we have quite a few prosthetic tools. Now the question is, do we carry on to the chained ogre and progress that way, or do we go back to the memory? In all honesty, in that, so from what I've experienced, going the ogre route and not carrying on with the memory is the easier route. There's going to be... Well, I'm just going to carry on with the memory up until the next... idol. So, Hirata Estate, Estate Path, which means that I'm going to do... Good luck, bub, with the with the flaming ball, blazing ball. So we're going back to the memory, the Hirata Estate, and we have to. I think our next challenge will be the Shinobi Hunter, as well as the next item, which is what I kind of want to unlock. It's also an example of why we need the loaded axe. So the loaded axe, the main purpose of the loaded axe is to break enemy shields. Certain human troops more than monsters or beasts carry with them various, well, devices like wooden shields and that. See, these two have it here, and the axe allows you to break through their shield defense. Either shattering the shield outright or causing enough posture damage to them that you can normally get away with causing some major damage to them. Anyway, we have to... Right, we got 5 enemies down here, including the Shinobi Hunter, which is the guy in the white and blue. Got 1 flame dude, 2 flame dudes, and blank, and I think that's a bowman down there. So I would like to get rid of the bowman first. I wonder, actually. Where's my ceramics? Come on, there's my pottery. With the pottery, it seems like you have to throw the item at who you want to draw to you. And then they'll come searching and you can take them out that way. So it's not like you throw it to create noise to draw them to you. Oh, this guy doesn't want to move. So you can see the Shinobi Hunter's class as a mini boss. He has 2 pips above his health, which means that preferably we'd like to get a stealth kill off, a stealth Shinobi death blow off on him before engaging him. Hey, whoa, you can't see me. as much health before taking on the Shinobi Hunter. God damn it. Alright, let's use some of these. I'm going to put over some of the buffs and whatnot on for this because the Shinobi Hunter is tough. Actually, I'm going to fight dirty as well and put the fist full of ash on as well. Alright, here we go. Wish me luck. I wanted him to turn the other way. I mean, that is a perfect place for a stealth attack, but I also want to take the buff. Okay. Oh, whoa, I flipping completely messed that one up. Great stuff. So, there's our first death. Now, death in this game is not permanent. Well, put it that way. When you die for the first time, this cutscene will occur.
Take my blood and live again.
And it will allow you to resurrect. Stop. Right, where's my healing area? It's there. Right, okay, let's try and get some. Okay, so there's our first death there against the Shinobi Hunter. Great. Now, what I was doing wrong there was the Shinobi Hunter has two perilous attacks. He has a sweep and a thrust. So you are supposed to either dodge into the sweep thanks to the talent tree or deflect it, or you're supposed to jump over the sweep. So I've lost half my income, that's 500 down, and I lost a talent. Ugh. Anyway, I noticed we actually have a talent point to spend, so... We'll want that, we'll want that. There's lots of talents that are actually that are really worth it. I'm going to do that one first though. This means we can use our prosthetic and then follow it up with like a charge attack almost. So I'm going to be trying my best to get through these as quick as possible. so we can start the Shinobi fight again. This time, hopefully not fuck it up. I'd hope not to take damage on him, but oh well. Okay, so try to buff up and go again. This time I don't think I should be so passive, and I have to try to remember what is a sweep and what is a thrust. That is one of the biggest issues I have with the game. No, not in terms of I have an issue with it in terms of I have got a problem with the game, but it's one of the things that I keep messing up on, so it's a problem on my end, not the game's end, if you get what I mean. So, another mini boss down. That means we get some more prayer beads, means we're one step closer to upgrading our health and posture. See, there's multiple ways to play this. Obviously, you can play it stealthy, try to avoid combat and stuff like that. You can play combat defensively, just focusing on counter attacks and that, or you can play it a bit more like I did there and be a bit more offensive rather than waiting for him to attack. Use your tools and that available to you to make the most of it. Right, we have another talent point, so I'm actually going to get this because I believe there are enemies upcoming that allow us to use this. Basically, this allows you to grapple to a enemy instead of a traversal point. So we are at the outskirts stairway. Okay, I need to change up my Prosthetics. Needed the flame vent for the upcoming mini-boss. You'll see that there's a lot more mini-bosses than... Well, I don't want to say proper bosses, but there's a lot more mini-bosses than there are... standard bosses. Hey, Harley. Hey. That was a weird time to jump on my lap. Sorry for the purring, the cat's back. Now, is there a way around? I'm just wondering if there is a way we can get some form of stealth kill off on this upcoming monster. Because he's up there at the moment. Alright, let's try. Yes, this is the Gravattack tutorial boss. He does a really nasty Gravattack, so you have to watch out. And he does the people's elbow as well. Let's. I forgot to stick on oil because. Hey, no flipping backsies. Hey, there's that. Ow! Right, one tip gone. Juice. Oh shit! Ooh, so obviously the resurrection power kicked in there for me. Shinobi medicine. Certain bosses will give you awaken certain latent powers, which are passive skills. So this increases the effectiveness of recovery items and that for beating this boss. We also got a prayer bead, so I think we need one more prayer bead and we can upgrade our health. Now, one thing I should say is in the bottom corner above your health bar, you'll see little pink circles. These are, excuse me, the amount of times you can resurrect. But you can't just resurrect constantly all the time. There is a time limit. So, like that boss there, I had to resurrect on him. And then if you look back, there was a black mark through those pink circles. Once I defeated him, the black mark went, means I can resurrect again, but I've only got one more pip left, which means one more pink circle, which means I've only got one more res before I need to go back to a bonfire and resurrect and get them all back. At the moment, you start off with 2, but you can increase it to more. So, we need one more prayer bead. Also, I was going to say, with dying over and over again, you'll see the decrease in your unseen aid. As my unseen aid hasn't decreased that much, it hasn't decreased at all, to be fair. It means that I shouldn't be worried about Dragon Rot spreading to my NPCs just yet. Oh yeah, didn't this guy want some information or something?
I've been waiting for you, good sir. I procured some goods with the coin you gave me. Go on, buy something.
Right. He has pellets, shards, fist of ash, light coin purses. Now the light coin purses give you 100. They give you 100. I can't remember what the currency in the game is. They give you 100 coins, but you have to buy them for 110. So you're thinking, what's the point? What's the point? Well, having a light coin purse ensures that you don't lose money upon death. That's the reason you're sort of like buying to bank that money for if you think you're going to die. So say a boss fight is about to pop up. You have, like I have, you have 800 coins. You're not sure of the boss, first time fighting it. It is safer to probably spend that money on the on the coin purses, bit light, medium, heavy, whatever, to ensure that you can save that money and it won't be lost. And the Phantom Kunai is an upgrade material used for the shuriken, which is later on.
By the way, good sir, I'm going to let you in on something.
All right.
I'm thinking about expanding my business. I mean, who knows when Ashina will fall? It's what you might call a sinking ship. In other words, opportunity is knocking, you know? Which is why I have a favor to ask of you.
What is it?
Do you mind finding out what the Ashina samurai want right now? You tell me that. I can sell it to them. You're a shinobi. I bet you've got a good ear for gathering information from the enemy. Help a poor merchant out here, huh? Please.
See, most NPCs have some form of unwritten quest line. Like his one, he's just given you a task, and God forbid how you remember them, how you're supposed to remember them, especially when you pick them up early in the game. So he wants you to go find out what the soldiers, or the Ashina soldiers want, which, spoiler alert, it's salt, which you find out later in the game by eavesdropping some soldiers. So find that out, go back to him, it continues his quest. So, onwards with the story. Now that guy who interrupted that fight with the battle, he was a normal soldier, but he does carry a polearm and can perform that counter. So, this is the only way to progress. It is worth checking doors because sometimes you can open them, but in this case you can. The Nigel Monocular, which is the binocular. This allows you to spy on stuff from afar, although the zoom is not that great. But it can, if you're looking around for the first time, it can potentially help out a little bit. So, let's try it out here. That guy up there next to the trees, he alerts the rest of the soldiers in the area, so we're going to have to take him out first. Or without him seeing us, at least. I mean, we can take out the soldiers, but if he sees us, he'll bang his pots and pans together and make a racket, and it brings all the enemies here. There is also another mini boss. Oh, a gourd seed. Extra healing. And more shards. I can't go that way because the guy up there will see me. I know. What if we go out this way via the tree? Also, I forgot about this. There is a buff. All the buffs come in the form of sugars. You get the red sugar, the Akko sugar, which increases your attack power. You have the Ungo sugar, which increases your vitality. Basically, your defenses, reduces vitality damage taken from physical attacks. You have the Gokan sugar, which reduces your posture damage taken, which is actually really good for certain humanoid bosses. And then you have the Gachin's sugar. I hope I'm pronouncing these right, which reduces your presence, suppresses you. Well, it makes you harder to see. So we're going to take that because I don't want the guy out there to see me. Like so. Normally crossing that would allow this guy with the pot and pan to see you, and it alerts everyone and their mother to your presence. So you want to get rid of it. Now that guy who's patrolling, I would like to remove him. And that means I have to go downstairs. And the sugar's worn off. It doesn't last forever, so that's always a worry. So as I said at the start of the stream, patience is definitely a virtue in this game. For me personally, I'm really enjoying it now. I can't. It's got so many elements that I'm interested in. I love stealth games. I'm interested. I like the Souls and especially Bloodborne style of game, which this has elements of. My inner weeb is delighted at this game. Oh, we got a Musketeer. By the way, there is no shame in running and hiding, which is a completely viable strategy, because they will lose interest in you eventually. Now, whilst mini-bosses, apart from sort of like scripted story bosses, mini-bosses and that, they can also lose sight of you, but they will regain all of their damage pips. So if you, for example, were to do a stealth Shinobi death blow on a mini-boss, removing one of their pips, and then run away in hopes to do a second one to kill it, it won't work because it will get the pips back, unfortunately. I think the boss actually came upstairs. Yeah, he did. That guy in the red is the boss. Okay, I think that's all the little guys. What's he doing? Ah, crap! He's just patrolling. I will be right back though, because if I remember correctly, there is an idol down there. There's also a gecko up there. Lots of wildlife cruelty in this game, by the way. We are not going to rest though. We've just cleared that out and we haven't really used any of our consumables and that up, so it's probably beneficial not to rest yet, even though we could go back and get a third healing thingamajiggy. But I wanted to get that idol in case I do die here, and it's just a short trip back. Okay, hopefully this is enough time. Oh, damn it, that was a... Okay. Happened. Okay, had to interrupt his heal there. That thing where they kind of get a white aura around them, as I mentioned before, it is a way of them reducing their posture, well, healing their posture damage. So we got a Gourd Seed, and we should have 4... four beads, so we can upgrade our health on that. Scrap metal, that is used for upgrading tools and stuff like that. Well, can't open that. Now the game splits. You can either go this way, Divine Confetti, that is used to buff your sword, allowing you to damage apparitions, you know, like Oni, demons, ghosts, stuff like that. Turn back if you value life. You can't behold the head. You can't behead the headless. Your sword and pikes. Our swords and pikes did nothing. God, I'm good at reading. So this way is to a mini boss called a Headless. Let's just say we're not ready to do that yet. They have a nasty. They deal a nasty damage effect called Terror, which will kill you even if you block stuff. So I need I can't remember the name of the there's an item you can use to reduce terror build-up, so that is kind of needed, and you'll need the divine confetti to actually, well, handle or deal damage to the monster. So first things first, let us acquire skill. Do we have anything we can purchase? To be fair, a lot in the prosthetic tree I value quite highly. Increasing the medicine, it's good. All of these allow you to basically attack after using your prosthetic attacks. So use your prosthetics mid-air, use an attack after you use them, so on and so forth. That one at the end, if I remember correctly, I might not be 100% right, but after you use the flamethrower, the combustion, you're allowed to attack afterwards, and it will catch your sword on fire for about 30 seconds or stuff. So you know, it's quite nice. But I need to. That is also very vital. That's all. Well, let's get this one. Yeah, there we go. Breath of Life. It performing a successful death blow recovers vitality upon death. Now, as I said, for bosses that's not so hot, but when you're going through lots of little mobs and that, it's actually quite nice because it allows you to save on having to use up your medicinal waters and pellets and stuff like that. You can save your healing for when you need them on a boss, rather than having to go through you know your materials before you actually get to the boss. So that's one to consider. And that I don't know in terms of I mean, if you're good enough, then you don't really need it. And especially because it does cost 5 skill points. Well, actually it's 7, because you need to get this first, and then you go up to that one. So we are also enhancing physical skill. Consume 4 prayer beads to enhance your physical attributes. This should increase my health and my posture bar. We are also going to travel to the dilapidated temple to talk to Emma to get to give her that Gourd Seed.
I saw you and Lord Kuro in a vision.
A vision?
Yes. Where is Lord Kuro right now?
He's being kept near the keep at Ashina Castle. The gate to the castle, however, is shut.
I see.
Notice anything different?
Yes.
Like what?
I died. The Divine Heir's voice reached out to me, and suddenly I was alive again.
So you died, and now you're alive again. So that means it has to do with resurrection.
Resurrection?
Lord Kuro. It's said to be a power of the Divine Heir's dragon heritage. Those who have been given the power of resurrection. They are revived upon death, repeatedly.
Impossible.
Yes. It is rather strange, and yet, it is happening here and now. Let me know if you notice any more changes. I don't think the power of resurrection comes without a cost. I'm glad you've come, Master Wolf.
Okay, so we've got some insight there. Now we should have 3 healing heals. Well, I mean rest me will. And we are now going to travel onwards. To the next set piece. This is one of the more interesting things coming up. I don't want to, I mean, obviously if you are watching it this far and that, you will be either aware of what's coming up next or you don't mind spoilers and that. This is still early game, but there are certain aspects that are being made abundantly clear now. Anyway, so this was supposed to be the tutorial for the mid-air grapple. Meet the giant albino snake. I just think I went the wrong way. God damn it. I went back on myself. I wasn't supposed to go this way. I was supposed to come down this way first and avoid the snake, but I jumped to the second part. That's where I was supposed to go, down there. Not enough time now. We need him to do his thing where he peers the grass, and he peers up there, then he'll go back peering down there. You can normally tell when you're hidden by the edges of the screen becoming a little bit shaded. I hope. Time to go. So that that happened. Right, where's the next? Oh god. Here it comes. Oh god damn it, I didn't mean to drop down. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Forgive me, I do go quiet when I'm trying to concentrate. Ouch, that hurts. Oh yeah. Maybe I should have taken this. Yeah. Can't catch me. Oh, maybe it can. That is the giant albino snake. Oof. And we have our respite. Give me a sec.
I know.
Wait, what the fuck can see me? Oh, hey Harley. Also, if you notice, just like Bloodborne, is where your character does get splattered in blood, and that whether you take damage or you take or you perform your Shinobi death blows. Right, we're still at 30% unseen aid, which is good. Let's progress to the next part. This bit is quite sad.
Kokage, my poor horse. All it took was a bit of gunpowder. He's startled. And now he's dead.
But it's also a clue for an upcoming boss and how you should be using the Firecracker prosthetic against it. Before we go over there then, I am just going to clear out this zone because I did miss most of it. Oh, that was a bad move. There's a little memory there as well. We'll come back and get that in a bit. The verticality and the freedom you get in it is actually quite astounding for a From Software game. There's a reason why I'm coming over here. It's because there's a big guy. Now these big guys in that, whilst they are easy to sneak up on, if you don't stealth kill them, they can really fuck your day out. Loop. I really should use these wealth things and that a little bit more. Is there anything else I miss? Oh, duh. Yeah, of course there is. Right, let's go get that memory.
We managed to drive them back once, but the Interior Ministry's army is far too powerful.
And that is why you wish to use the power of my blood. It doesn't matter how much power you obtain. You'll keep on fighting until you are monstrous, incapable of feeling pain or fear. I do not wish to corrupt the lives of men.
Look at this mountain of bodies. Ashina cannot be defended by normal means. Not
I could never be as strong as you, Lord Genichiro. I do not yet know what it is I should do.
It has been a long time since that happened. Wait all you like. It'll do you no good.
So Genichiro is the guy who lopped off her arm in the start, the one who abducted Kuro, and he's obviously, he wants the power for himself. He wants the dragon heritage, but it seems that he wants it for purposes of winning the war that's currently going on. Right, let me remember what the hell I'm doing. Don't have any skill points yet, so it's not worth banking them. Because if you can't tell, this is kind of a obvious boss arena. If you can't tell. So, let us... We don't need that. We won't need that. Let me organise these a little bit better. We'll need that. The bundled Gesu statue is... It allows you to restore a node of your resurrection. Obviously, when you resurrect, it's blacked out, but then when you defeat whoever you're fighting, you'll have 1 node or 0 nodes. This will allow you to get a node back, but these are very rare, so they're not really worth spending this early into the game. Anyway, we need probably 1 of these each. And we also... that might be alright. Okay, it's going to be a kicker if we do die now, because we have got quite a bit of gold. But screw it, let's go for it.
My name is Kyobu Masataka Oniwa! Move engage the side, friend!
So this guy... Okay, we've got 1 pip down. This is an actual proper boss. You cannot by any means stealth kill this guy. To take a pip off at the start. Okay, we're out of fireworks now. Okay. So sorry for the horse. So this fight was all about, his posture was not the highest. He didn't have a posture that was hard to bring down because of obviously him being on the back of a horse. He was able, a lot of his attacks can be avoided, and if you pick up that skill where you can use your grapple to enemies in the prosthetic talent tree, it makes this fight a lot easier. Also, the horse being spooked by firecrackers also makes this fight a lot easier. Apart from that, it's a case of just wailing on the horse until his posture goes and perform your death blows. And that is Aniwa, General Aniwa, or Goyubu Aniwa. I think that's how you pronounce it. Anyway, defeating specific bosses like this, which are, you know, main bosses, they give you memories as a result, as well as other items. These memories can be used to increase your overall character's attack power. It also gives you the mechanical barrel, which is a key item used for the sculptor to allow him to upgrade your prosthetic tools, giving them extra effects, abilities, so on and so forth. As he explains there. But we want to clear up the battlefield first. You can use also Fistful of Ashes to try to stun the horse, but the Firecrackers and the grapple to the actual to the boss is what I find the best technique. There's also a bonfire there, which we will actually light now. I keep calling them bonfires, they're idols. See, it says enhance attack power. With this, we're allowed to confront memory and of whatever boss we've had, and it will increase our overall attack power. The battle memory of an extraordinary foe. Although distant recollections of such a memory provided sustenance for the wolf. Goyubu Aniwa, I hope I'm saying that right, once led a group of infamous bandits, but was defeated by Ishin. Who was captive? So who was captivated by his show of strength, that he took him in as an Ashina warrior. Aniwa would later go on to become Genichiro's Ashina's most trusted retainer. It's late. My speaking is not good right now. I English no good. So we have points to spend. We've got 2 points, which I may as well get that as we work our way to Breath of Life. It's going to be interesting to see if there is a thing or aspect item, some mechanic that allows us to reset the talent trees. Especially once you have all the talent trees unlocked, because there are more than 3. I think there's 4 or 5 talent trees. The ones I know of so far is obviously the Shinobi arts, you have the prosthetic arts, there's the Ashina arts, which are more sort of samurai based. Then you have there's one based off of sort of like Shaolin monks. And there's another one on top of that, but I can't remember what that one is. So there are, oh, I've got the rest. So there are a lot of there are a lot of them. Now let's open this door. But before we finish that, we're going to go back and up the stairs. Up the stairs are a few side quest bits and bobs. So I'm just making sure I didn't miss any items. Also dead bodies. Shard. Here's another one of those guild guys, the memorial mobs.
Care to purchase an offering?
Another one.
Where you find the departed, you'll find the memorial mob. A battlefield is our paradise. Go ahead. Buy an offering.
So we can purchase items. Dragon Blood Tears. These are used to do with Dragon Rot, but we'll get into that later, especially as we have no Dragon Rot going on at the moment. What we want here is the Gourd Seed, and it's great because we just we have 1,000 coins, which is perfect. So we increase our healing by an extra
Where you
one.
find the departed, you'll find the memorial mark. Wherever your travels take you, make sure you bring some offerings.
Now, I'm questioning if these are supposed to be facing that way, if they're supposed to be in their tent, or if they're supposed to be sitting outwards. But I guess we'll find out in a bit if From Software actually update the game or patch it or whatever. Anyway, more story time, and we can't actually hit this person, so
Another rat. But those eyes. A starving wolf. Before I kill you, tell me your name. Tell me your name! No name to give. You shinobi are all the same. You die nameless, with no one to mourn you. However, your left arm, a prosthetic shinobi arm, it reminds me of... That's it. A one-armed wolf. I like it. Which means Sekiro. That is what I shall name you. Who are you? I am the Tengu of Ashina. Come, Sekiro. Care to hunt some rats with me? What? Rats have snuck into Ashina, scurrying about like they own the place. There are all kinds of rats out there, and they must be cut down. Every last one of them. It seems you have a talent for killing. Allow me to help you hone that talent. What'll it be, Sekiro? Will you hunt rats with me? Very well. Excellent. You'll need this if you're with me, Sekiro.
So this is another side quest. Rats are an actual enemy type. Well, he refers to them as rats. They're basically like the hunchbacked little munchkin people who wear giant hats. There are some around the corner here which will complete this quest. So
what is this? The face of a rat, and where it makes its home. Go and kill it. If you do, I will give you something that will aid you in battle.
So you'll definitely want to do this because he will give you another talent tree.
Oh, you survived. That accursed Gyobu's finally a corpse, I take it. That changes nothing, you know. There'll be more wars, there'll be more corpses, and deep-seated hatred will run wild. Where's all that hatred go? Haven't you ever wondered? Guess not. Guess you haven't. That's why I pity you. And I pitied him. Now then, be gone already. There's no end to war, no matter what this old hag says. Your duties will never change either. That's just how it is.
I don't think she's got much more to say. Actually, I'm not sure what's the point of her. I'm sure there is something, but it may be just a case of flavor text. Anyway, that opens up a shortcut, but we are going to go rat hunting. Now, these rats, they have a little bit of a pain in the ass ability that requires the use of an axe to bust through their defenses. This is also the earliest point where I would say there's a farming method, because you have the bonfire so close. So you would spawn at said bonfire. Lantern idle. Get the game right. Get the game right. Run up here. Take him out. Up here. Cross here. Sneaky sneak. These are the rats, by the way. You take the first rat out silently. As soon as this is the first time I'm here, I better eavesdrop.
It seems Ishin's illness is indeed grave.
The land of Ashina will not last much longer, even with Genichiro on our side. What about our other missions?
Black Hat is fighting like a demon by the Serpent Valley side of the castle.
Then that's where we're going next. But keep your wits about you. The Black Hat Badger won't go down without a fight.
Anyway. Okay, new item. Blah, blah, blah. So, you stealth kill this guy, and then you have to normally fight one of these guys. Hopefully a bit better than I did there. You also get materials, quite a few farming crafting materials from these guys. So, it's worth doing. Then you just go back over the fence, rest, and repeat. So it's just a nice quick way of farming up some early materials and that. Also, because they are the rats, we are going to go over to the Tengu of Ashina and, excuse me, claim our prize.
Looks like you've caught yourself some rats.
Yes.
I knew you had a talent for killing. Wonderful. Here's your reward. Take it.
Take it. The Ashina Esoteric Text.
This is...
The ways of the Ashina Blade. It's our school of fighting. But there are no hard and fast rules. You just win your battles. That alone is the most important rule of the Ashina style. I hope it can be of assistance with your rat hunting. And most of all, your own battles you've yet to fight.
Got any more to say?
About the ways of the Ashina Blade. It's our school of fighting. But there are... I hope it can be of assistance with you.
Ashina. Ashina style, where you kick him in the balls and run away. Now, the Ashina talent tree is actually quite useful. It is a small talent tree, but there is lots of talents and passives to do with dueling and damage and protection in regards to posture. So it's actually a really good talent tree for to use against bosses. So you want to maybe invest a few points into that one. Where are we? There we go. So, oh, I can't show you. Okay, I can't unlock these yet, but these are all to do with posture and dealing extra damage to an enemy's posture or protecting yourself, your own posture. This is a combat ability that actually can double up as a way to recover your own posture bar. So we'll probably be trying to go for that one next, maybe after the Breath of Life. Oh, before we continue though, let's go back to the sculptor. Where are we? There we go. And let's give him the barrel thing that we got off the boss. This will allow us to upgrade our various prosthetics. Oh, we also had that gourd seed as well, so we need to
I'm
do this.
glad you've come, Master Wolf.
That should bring it up to 4, I think. Yeah.
Goodbye.
Oh, I see you've acquired something quite interesting. A mechanical barrel. It's a mechanism that can serve as the very core of the prosthetic. Hand it here. I'll fit it to the arm for you.
What difference does the barrel make?
With a versatile base such as this, I can use various purifying agents to further hone that fang of yours. Purifying agents? Purifying agents are materials that can be used together with the barrel. Things like gunpowder and scrap metal. So if you find something of that sort, be sure to bring it my way.
Okay, here we can upgrade the prosthetic tool, and it gets the talent tree expands. So, yeah. Obviously, you have to upgrade one of these two first before you can start upgrading anything else. And this also indicates all the prosthetics that are known. I think there's 8 in total. I may be wrong. I didn't get a new one, did I? No, I didn't.
With a mechanical barrel, so many possibilities. I can use various purifying agents to further hone that fang of yours. So if you find something of that sort, be sure to bring it my way.
So that farming route that I just told you with the quote-unquote rats, that area is... Like for example, the scrap metal. They drop scrap metal, which can be used to give you a little bit of a kickstart in upgrading your prosthetics if you wish. I'm not going to do it on stream now and that, but we'll see how it progresses. What do I need to do? I am going to go back to the past, go to the Hirata Estate, and continue this way for a little bit longer. Probably going to stream for another 10 minutes or so. Before calling it. But we've done a fair bit. Right. Trying to remember this bit now. This bit is a pain in the ass. There's lots of archers, and this is a golden demonstration of go around. Come on, get up there. Right, so to pull up the action. This is why I hate archers. Move on, go. I will say that in my experience playing this so far, I wouldn't say I'm an expert by any means. I find myself getting through the boss fights and mini boss fights by the skin of my teeth. I never seem to get through them really comfortably, you know, without having to use all air. I'm always having to use almost all my healing and stuff like that. It's never they're never comfortable fights yet. There's something I'm forgetting. I think it was in the water. Oh yeah, I remember now. There is a prosthetic here, so if you jump into the water from from the lantern, you'll see that there is a cart. So that's 6 treasure skulls now. There is a item here. And you can go through here. Sorry, I thought I saw something. This also is, if you see the white things on either side, you can, ninja guiding your way up. All the way to the top. There are many of those areas there. Now, there is an item, well, there's a door at the top of that thing, that temple, but there's this fella at the top is difficult. I had a real hard time taking him on, so I felt the best way to get the prosthetic item is just to run the fuck past. And just run away. He doesn't drop anything fun anyway. I think he drops crafting material, but that's about it. So we got the, I think it's called Raven's Mist or something like that, or Mist, or anyway, it's a almost like a on command parry, but instead of parrying, you teleport. You can either teleport above a monster. Or to the left, right, so on and so forth. Oh, I'm supposed to press it. I wonder if I can reach it. Gotta go round again. Ah, god damn it. Here's an example of setting aggro. Come on, you reset. Okay. We run past the 2 shielded guys because the big guys who want to stealth kill use a skill in order to take out everyone. The shielded guys we can take out normally with the trusty axe. Obviously I haven't given one of those big guys a chance to shine, but trust me, they are very tough to deflect in that, so it's always better to prioritize those when it comes to your stealth kills. Give me a sec, guys, bear with me. Am I dropping frames? No. Just the internet being weird then. Okay. Is there any items here? Nope. Okay.
Father. It's you. I'm afraid I made a bit of a blunder. Perhaps the years have finally caught up with me. Don't bother tending to my wounds, no point. It's too late. Wolf, you must take this.
This is
the key to the secret temple in the estate mansion. You'll find him. The divine heir. Going through the front is not an option. You'll never get past the fire.
Yes, sir. Perhaps the cliff's just outside of here.
Yes. Return to the estate entrance. You look for a side road along the cliffs. Take the back entrance through the cemetery. That's your way in.
Understood.
Wolf, never forget the Iron Code.
Yes.
The Master is absolute. Wolf, protect your Master with your life.
Father. Head to my left and follow the cliff. If I go through the cemetery, there will be a path to the inner estate. Leave it to me, Father.
So this was the chap, the owl, who adopted you on the battlefield when you were young.
Need to find another way through.
When you were just scavenging swords for scrap. Down we go. Is there anything else down here? I'm trying to remember if there was or not. I don't think there was. Come on, you get. There we go.
I bet this thing's totally in control by now.
Yeah. If anyone's gonna get out, their only choice is to use this cave.
Don't let a single rat escape. We'll do those orders.
I know. I don't mind at all. I can't stand selfish bastards who leave everyone else behind at the first sign of danger.
So that's our way in, although there are quite a few items, bits and bobs and materials and stuff this way, so it is well worth not losing all your health on the way there. I'm tilted. Okay, recovered slightly from that. Would have preferred to keep a little bit more health than I had. Especially because before we go this way, there is something we are going to want to do. If I remember correctly, there's a little passageway through one of these, through this bamboo here, but there's tough mobs at the end of it. So we want to try to stealth kill them as best as possible, but that's easier said than done. see. There he is, that guy in the white. Don't think he comes up all the way. Oh, there we go. Turn around, buddy. Nothing to see here. There we go. I can't remember if this is a mini boss or... Oh, he is only normal. Okay, okay. Oh well, let's duel him fair and square then, shall we? That's not fair and square! God damn it! Okay, he completely out-psyched me on that first spear thrust. I thought it was going to be faster than it was. Bulging coin purse. Bulging coin purse. Anyway, this gives you 1,000 coins. Have it, and another farming tool. So now we can prove. Ooh, see? I think I missed this first time round. Did I miss this entire thing first time round? No, I didn't. just that one bit. Okay. Now we go through this tunnel. I don't think there's any more soldiers in here. I think I got rid of them all. And then we play Ninja Gaiden one more time. Oh, fire. There is a idol here. So we are going to travel back to the dilapidated temple. And here we should be able to get that last prosthetic tool, which I'll quickly demonstrate on a random jobber. I didn't pick up any more gourd seeds, did I?
I'm glad you've come.
I keep pressing X to talk to people sometimes, so if you see me randomly jumping in front of them, that's the reason. You can thank Monster Hunter for that.
You need something?
Right, Mr. Raven. You assume a stance when you're about to be attacked, and then you will disappear like mist and move away. So it's a defensive tool.
Another time then. I'll lend you shelter anytime.
So let's go find someone. We can test this out. Well, when I say test it out, I mean demonstrate for the stream. Yes, I already know how to do that. Hang on, we got to stick the thing on first. Yoo-hoo! So you'll assume a stance, like so, and then it kind of teleports you out the way of danger. And then obviously you can upgrade it so you can, when you come back down on an opponent, you can damage them. It doesn't also have to be going straight up. That's because it goes straight up when you're not pressing a direction. If you press a direction, for example, it will move you to the left or right, back, front, whatever. So that's a demonstration of the Mist Raven. Obviously, it still costs spirit emblems to actually perform in that, but it's a nice defensive one. So anyway guys, I'm going to call the stream there. Thanks everyone for dropping by, thanks for the chat. Hopefully this has been insightful and informative. We'll probably continue this series and that as time goes on. Hopefully you'll enjoy Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, as much as I am. I also want to say as well a big thank you to Mischief, Sabantis and Cyrax as well for the mini bit war they had during the stream. Always appreciate it. Always nice to that love is shared. Oh, we also got 2 skill points, but I need 5 total to level up. Rats. Never mind. Alright guys, well I'm going to call the stream there. Unfortunately I don't have any outro made for Sekiro at the moment, but hopefully by the time the next stream comes around we'll see. So until then, I'll see you guys again real soon. Catch you later.